This is the brand new Fellow Carter Carry. This mug is a $40 mug with a metal handle on it, and I'm going to be talking about whether or not it was worth it and how this lives up to all of the other mugs that Fellow has released. But before we do that, I want to say welcome to Caffeine's Coffee Corner. If you love coffee content, this is the place to be. We have a lot of reviews, and I'm going to be focusing a lot in 2024 over travel tumblers and travel mugs. So if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe. It helps me produce more content. If you're looking at purchasing this mug or any content or any products, please use the link in the descriptions below. I'll make a slight commission at no extra charge to you. This goes to fund my YouTube channel, and most of the money that I get from this goes back into content, helping you choose the right things you want to brew with at home. So this is the Fellow Carter Carry mug. This is a $40 new released mug from Fellow. Fellow has been around the coffee industry for quite some time. They started off with making things like a kettle and a cold brew thing. Since then, they've branched out to French presses, a pour over machine, a scale, some nicer higher end kettles, and 2 different grinders and a lot of different mugs. So this is their newest release, $40, 20 ounces, and the change is right here in the handle. So if you're unfamiliar with Fellow mugs, a long time ago they released this mug right here, which is the simple Fellow Carter Move mug. This replaced the Fellow Carter mug, which was a little bit wider, so this is more travel friendly in the use of car cup holders, which does fit most car cup holders. Unfortunately, it does not fit mine, but it is what it is. It does fit the majority of them. So this standard one here, and I want to explain this one first because it makes a little bit more sense to the next one. This is a 12-ounce mug, so these can come in 8 ounce, 12 ounce, 16 ounce, and now 20 ounce with the new one that they just released here. So simply you unscrew the lid here, and inside of it you have this little metal splash guard. This is a brand new mug, by the way, and it has a thin lip on the outside to make it comfortable to drink from, and on the inside it is ceramic coated in order to preserve the taste of your coffee without getting that stainless steel flavor in there. So you can simply put this little metal piece in, and then you can sip from it on the go, and you don't have to worry about it splashing on your clothes or something like that while you're walking. Simply screw on the lid and it will make it leak proof. So the nice thing about Fellow and the way that they have done their mugs versus a lot of other companies is almost all their mugs outside of the original Carter wide mug, which I'm not entirely sure if they still make, I believe they still make it, but outside of that, all of their mugs and their lids are interchangeable from mug to mug. So this being the original one, you can buy, if you already have the original one, you can buy the new lid for $12, making you get a ton of variety and a ton of differences in the mugs that you choose to buy. So this $40 mug, the only difference right here is obviously the size and just this simple lid. It's a little wet because I just washed it because I've used it to test it to make sure it is something that I like and something that is good. So it's a simple, pretty easy to clean mug. It does have a little bit of crevices on there. So when it comes to cleaning, it's pretty average when it comes to mug, but there's not any really, really big crevices and really, really difficult stuff on it. So this can simply slide on and go onto this mug right here, and then you have a different lid with a handle on it. So let's talk about the handle and let's talk about the lid, because when it comes to these two mugs, that is the only differences, and that they are outside of size and color. Of course, you got to talk about the color. They have a lot of fun colors. So when I'm feeling this, there's a different texture to the finish on the original Carter Move mug, and that kind of matches more of the finish on this. And the best way that I can describe the finish is like that of a truck bed liner. So it's kind of a little textured, not completely smooth, and that's same with however, when it comes to the lid, the plastic on this is kind of a very hard, smooth plastic. It seems incredibly durable and incredibly nice. It doesn't have the matching texture things, so it kind of looks slightly off in my opinion. It is the same color, but you can kind of just tell like it doesn't feel like it belongs perfectly on this. I'm getting super nitpicky, and that's what these reviews are for. Versus the original one, it has more textures and it feels like it fits a little bit better, even though the cup itself is metal and the lids are plastic on both of them. However, the handle is incredibly durable. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I looked on the inside. It doesn't look like you can unscrew that by any means, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. One thing that I did note is it looks like And this is kind of a big factor for me. When it comes to cleaning mugs, I find that it's really easy to make like an iced latte, leave it in the mug, well, finish it, and then leave the residue in the mug. And it can smell really bad at the end of the day when you get home to clean it. So that cleaning is rather important to me. And it looks like on the original Carter, the gap in between the threads and the wall of it is a lot smaller, which means it's a lot harder to get a brush to clean it, versus I can fit my pinky and almost touch the bottom of it on the other one, versus the original one. You can't really get that far. It just seems like it's a little tighter tolerances on this versus this one. It's easier to get a brush in there to clean it. Holds well, super sturdy, super nice to drink from. It's gonna remind you of basically any other Carter mugs. It's almost nicer to unscrew it because you kind of have a handle to grab on, and it does a nice chrome metal finish. I believe it's metal. Sounds like it. This one's not, it's not like it's hard to screw on and off by any means, but it does feel a little bit better to grab onto it. I wish the edges were a little bit rounded. I like the looks of the original one a little bit better. It just kind of is more seamless because it matches the bottom of it versus the hard lip on the edge of the top of it. So overall though, this mug is great, and I think that is a huge beneficial factor to have this handle on the top of it when you do carry it places. It's a lot easier to grab that. One of my favorite things about the original Carter mug was it came in a little bag and you could loop your pinky through it to carry it with a lot of other stuff in your hands, and I feel the same way about this. It's leak proof. 20 ounces is huge. Obviously, it's quite a bit bigger than the 12-ounce one, but I do like the fact that you can just slap this on a 12-ounce one, and it would add a little bit more to the profile. So if you're throwing it inside of a bag, that might be a form factor for you of something that you don't want. More than twice as far as a standard lid. So you got the regular thickness of a lid, and then a regular thickness of a lid can fit underneath of the handle on this, and then you got the handle. So it's like 2.25 lids per se on that. Fellow did a great job with this mug. It's not perfect, like the tolerances on there, that it sits flush on one side and on the other side the thermos sticks out just a little bit. So they could clean that up a little bit, but it's not like a deal breaker. This mug is a great mug. I'd recommend it. Fellow, like always, have made decent mugs. The lids are getting better, and I'm still looking for some more improvements. I don't really know what those are, but it doesn't satisfy me completely. With the options of getting some of the other lids that Fellow has, I think this is a good contender for a mug for anybody who's interested in purchasing one. One thing to note though is I will be doing a bigger review, and I will be having every single Fellow mug that they have made in a side-by-side comparison to talk a little bit more about that. Show off the lids, show which ones I would buy if I was starting over, how I would get by with one mug, and what lids I would choose and what ones are the best. Before we get into that, there's going to be a lot of other content. So please like and subscribe. This new year of 2024 is going to be great for this channel, and I want to thank you for the support that I've gotten from you guys so far. If you're looking at purchasing this mug, please use the link below. I'll make a slight commission at no extra charge to you. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your support.